record the session now. Yes, so let me also record for the guys who are off via Telegram, and let me share my screen too. So I hope you guys can see my screen. Then I hope my volume is up. So let me record for the guys who want it via Telegram. New video, just like that. So now this is GBP/USD. This is GBP/USD, and this is where we are currently. Don't be afraid of this X. This was today's trade. The two setups we took today, I had one loss and one profit, but the loss we made was minimal. If you guys followed what I said, I know few guys, I always tell you guys not to pick up signals. I want you guys to build your own system around mine, basically. And I would like to upload most of you guys for it. At least I might teach you guys a skill today that wouldn't confuse you guys a lot. Mostly, I think Diego follows my strategy deep, but at times he gets it, but at times it's off grid. I won't say you can get it in a week, but at least the practice is there, and it shows that Then Ernest is on his prop firm, hoping for him the best. He's almost passing it, I believe, if he follows what he has been practicing. So let's just get a plain chart. Then we first digest the real technical bit of GBP/USD. Then we're going to also look at the DXY, because I realized when I had started doing the analysis for these other pairs, I was beginning to get that zeal of, wow, I wish I was trading these pairs. But since I know what pulled me out, I stopped analyzing them, and I was like, let me just continue with what I know. So right now, this is the 4-hour time frame. Let's just go to the daily time frame, and we see the overall picture. So we are still in a solid uptrend on the daily, very solid uptrend. The trend line is still valid. Trend line is still so valid. Of course, we adjust trend lines. We get a point A, point B, then we push it to the future to get the third touch of that trend line and to get a valid entry. Now, this is the daily time frame. We don't look for so much action. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame to get the main trend. Now, we see the main trend right here is, if we take it from here, of course, taking it in, this is all in the past, but we use, remember, technical analysis is the use of past analysis to determine future price movements. Though we use those patterns, the patterns we get, we must get them on smaller time frames. So this is like a top-down analysis. I want to tell you guys like the whole thing of what I do. I always tell you guys, we start from the calendar. We get to see the events that are happening in that week or in that day. Then we determine what time we're supposed to be avoiding. That's if you don't want to trade news. Or if news gets us in a setup, we want to see that our technical analysis and our analysis is right to push news in our direction. We all know news is a 50-50 move. It may be right, but the fundamentals are reading something else, or the different monetary policy tools are pushing a specific currency to a specific direction, and that may affect the way we trade. But if it's a normal steady, how do they call it, economic system or monetary system, the news will flow via the technical analysis. Reason being, the technical analysis is a confirmed, like it has been tested that it can work. That's why we use these technical analysis tools like trend lines to draw and to make analysis. You get it? Trading is not about drawing lines, and yes, you're going to predict the direction of the market, but you have to know how to trade well, to be good at trading. That's why I can last 5 minutes in a trade and know that this trade is not going to do me good. Let me move the stop loss to break even because I don't see it pushing further in my direction. So let me either cut losses when the trade is going against me. Now that's where the problem comes in. It's very hard for us as traders to cut our losses because we stay on hope. Hope is there in life because we literally go to sleep and hope to wake up the next day. We are literally learning on hope. We are running on hope. You get, we hope to wake up the next day. But most times when we sleep, it's like we have gone into a coma. Then we just wake up and we're like, hey, we are up. It's a new day. You get, it's that's hope. So that's literally what we do here. So you have to be a good trader. It's not about drawing lines, drawing support and resistance, since we think support and resistance is what runs the market the most. Literally, everything is support and resistance. Look at Bollinger Bands, look at trend lines, look at moving averages, look at supply and demand, look at order blocks, bullish and bearish order blocks. Forget all these fancy names. These fancy names, I can wake up and make a fancy name. Then I come and tell you guys that, wow, guys, there's something I've not always been telling you guys. This is this. Then I keep pushing it. I keep pushing it. So by the time we realize it's out there, it's out there. Like, the more a strategy gains popularity, the more its name moves out there, then the more a name of a support is changed to something else, then that something gets popularity or publicity, is the more it will stick in the market. Don't just think that, wow, this is a good term. I think this is the holy grail. No, it was made by someone. You get, I think order blocks were, they started using SMC in 2010. Am I right? Not right, but it's around that. So now, let's just see now. Let's go back to the chart. Let's see the analysis now. So now we're seeing an uptrend, because now we're going to read the market from around here. This is now current. You get, if you put section breakers, you will literally be able to determine. I mostly take 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, because I want to see how the market was moving in the previous week. Then I want to bring it to a new week, and maybe 2 weeks ago, I know what will happen. I want to know what's happening currently. So now, this is like a downtrend. Reason being, the market hasn't broken above this area. You get, and this is our low. This was our low. This is our low. You get. So now, this is the last high it formed on this downtrend, and that high hasn't been broken, meaning it's still a downtrend. Though at times it's easy, or it's better to confirm a trend change and get the trend when it has just begun from down here. Now, we all know last week there was an order block right down here where the market bounced. That was a solid order block that is still valid up to now. It's still valid up to now. If you use order blocks with signals, I know you guys know how to use it. If you use it, that's safe. This is solid order block down here. So this is the reason why the market bounced off and went up there. Okay. As I always tell you guys, it takes more than 1 4-hour candle to change a trend. Look at all this noise. Look at all this noise. So don't just think the 15 minutes is going to change a major trend. So what do I always tell you also? Know if the market is in a push phase or a retracement. Know what is happening currently. Am I in a push? Am I in an impulse move or a correction? Then you start looking for major trades in whatever side you're planning to go. Don't just come and say it's a buy, it's a sell, it's a buy. Know what's happening. Am I in a retracement or am I in an impulsive move or a correction? You get, know that. So that's the technical analysis we have. We haven't even applied the sweetness of the strategy, like psychological levels, though they're already there on the chart. You can see how they are aligned there. So now let's drop to the 1 hour time frame. We try to get a trend line that is valid. So there's a trend line up here, but it was broken. It was running like that, like that, broken. Then we had this retest for the up push. Let's not just speak. Let me draw the trend line. Actually, I think is it this? Yes. So this was when we saw the solid break, this was the retest. And where does it retest? It retests exactly there to confirm the continuation of the buy. Now, we have not yet introduced the high and lows of the week, all the stuff, but we're just using technical analysis to predict the movement of the market. So now this is like our resistance. This is our major support down here. The market is still pushing up. So what do we do? This trend line is no longer valid. It already gave guys some money. Let's try to get another trend line. So now I'm analyzing for tomorrow. And I'm going to take you back to the chart. The reason why I was trading today, the confluence I saw, all that. So now we're having an uptrend. You get, though we can't just jump in here. And we're entering the Asian session. So today was a bank holiday in the US, and we saw a lot of unhealthy market movement, though it was still bullish. I tried to look for retracements. I was aiming for 20 pips. The first setup I pushed got me 20 pips and I was out. Reason being that I was like, I saw a W pattern forming on a major resistance stand support. So I changed my mind. And when I analyzed the DXY was showing me reasons that, bro, jump out. Why are you still in? Jump out of that trade. It's going to bring you problems. So I jumped out. I sent it to the group that, guys, I'm out. So now we're seeing this push. So what do you want to see? Once the market push up to this area, yeah, and it may consolidate, right? And break, retest, and maybe sell. But right now we're still in an uptrend. Let's drop down to the 15-minute to see how it's going to move in the Asian session. We predict how it's going to move. Let me just adjust my trend line to make it perfect. I'm just using pure a little technical tools to analyze. So this is my perfect trend line. So I'm seeing the market is pushing. Now I start looking for a repeated pattern. Sometimes I just pass through my eyes, like I pass my eyes through to see how the market is moving and how it's moving and the patterns it's leaving behind. It gets that's what I do. I just pass through and see the patterns it's leaving behind. Here we had a divergency. Anyway, so I'm seeing we're having a push. This is a push, of course, up to here. You get, but let's stop. Let's just go up to here. Then we have a retracement. Then we have this push. So right now we're in a retracement for the push. You get. So what do you expect? What do you expect? We draw out this zone. This is the zone that is holding here like this. I take in the week 2. This is an area. I always tell you guys, look at it as an area. Look at it as an area. You get. So we can have the market coming here and pushing up. You get, pushing above that. Though we have no psychological level around there, but we can have the market doing that. You get, can have the market doing that. So, but still, we're entering the Asian session. So until this market comes back here, maybe in the morning, I won't be taking trades. I always wait. If you see the setups I sent, I'd be like, let's see the action in this box. I always put like a small box like that. But it's an area. Like, I don't take it as a point. Like, some people think it's just a point. Why do you think you have a stop loss extended like 20 pips ago? So those people who trade on the 1 minute time frame, maybe 5 minutes, are the ones who put 5 pips stop losses because their structures are easily there. Their structure is easily good. Because you see, if I'm on the 5 minutes, I'm going to have a structure and I'll put my stop loss down here. You get? But on the 15 minutes, we are kind of higher than the 1 minute. So we see a lot of noise. If we go to the 1 minute, you're going to see a real trend, a real uptrend. Like from here to around here, it's a bunch of candles. It's an uptrend, solid uptrend. So here we have to wait a little bit. We have to wait. So right now I'm seeing the market coming to push and bounce up. Though I have a plan B. It can either way come down there. If I don't see action here in this area, can see a break, then a retest for the sell. I'll be selling back to this part or this area. Because here we have an order block. It reaches a point where you're able to see order blocks. Though at times you have to just leave them out. So these are solid. As you can see, the market went up, came back to retest it and pushed further. So now, Asian session, I just mark out this area. I'll get the highest point of the Asian session and the lowest, and I see how it plays around. Then 8 a.m. tomorrow, Uganda time is where I'll be logging in to see how the market has moved in the Asian session. I'm sure we shall get, there are not so many trend lines, so we may get a good entry in there, a good entry. Though my bias is open, you get, I'm more is open-minded, or is open-minded to change. Like I look to change so fast. Like today, the reason why I was selling the market is there's a trend line here. So this was my sell. I wanted to sell up to down here or down there, but when I saw the DXY changing, I also changed. Like I changed my bias. I was like, may not go to my side. Get. So I'll leave this trend line here. We shall come back to this chart on Friday, or I'll update it. I'll update you guys in group to see. So let's just go to the DXY. Let's go to the DXY and see. Wow, it's so disorganized, but the DXY is showing dollar strength, minimum dollar strength. Then let's see if that trend line will break. So the DXY is also showing uptrend, showing an uptrend. Let me delete this. This was last week's analysis. So I just extend this as my strong area. So this is kinda. So right now this trend line is valid because we see the rejection there and the market closed in. So we're seeing the market playing around there. Let's go to the smaller time frames. Also showing we're having a downtrend here on the 1 hour time frame. Reason being, market is forming lower lows. I mean, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, but it's still pushing further. It's not breaking below this point. We want to see a break of this point to determine dollar strength. You get, I mean, dollar weakness. You get dollar weakness. So if it breaks, retests there, that's when you shall know that we're still pushing. GBP/USD is still buying as it sells. But if we see the break, we're to a push upside, we're going to see dollar strength. You get, we're going to see dollar strength. So you have to keep your mind open. Right now, there is no momentum, but tomorrow, since banks were closed today, we're going to see a lot of volumes being traded tomorrow, and all the ranges will be, I think, to range for the smallest time possible tomorrow, but shall have very many huge candles going in, mostly in the New York session. So we have to keep an open mind tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, so we have to keep an open mind and see how the market moves. How the market moves. Right now, this market can push up to give us dollar strength. That's when we change our bias and we start selling GBP/USD. So you have to just open your mind and watch. You have to be able to watch. Can have a push up. Can have a push up. Now, which type of candle chart pattern is this? This is a triangle, but I don't know which name of the triangle. So let's just watch and see. Now, before analyze, I mean, we haven't applied the strategy of psychological levels, order books to signals, highs and lows of the week. We've just used technical analysis to analyze the market. So I write down what I'm expecting, I pin it somewhere, then I just watch. I just watch what's happening. I come 1 hour, 2 hours. If I'm not seeing any action, I'm done for the day. But if I'm expecting, I'm seeing the reaction, I reread the previous previous price movements, and I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Right now I can see that this can be market is not pushing above, so I just see what's happening. Will it come down here and push up? I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm watching what's going on. So that's how I trade. Simply that. So I've seen, I think you guys are sending messages to the Telegram, but let me just try to get the Telegram one. So just ask a few questions and see. We haven't applied the strategy, but I hope you guys, and as long as you understand Are we in a push phase or retracement? Come and apply the strategy. Then you have a fogo. At least you advance. But if you keep just jumping in because you think you have seen a high and low of the week there, it's mad. Sometimes it's mad. Though at times it reacts massively. You get mostly at times if you're in line with the trend, you're going to get a huge movement, like a very huge movement. At times you have to call it out. Like you see confluences are there. The market is, let me say, in a retracement. Now this is for Diego mostly. The market is in a retracement like this one. This is a huge retracement. So down here we have a trend line. I'm not saying it's there right now, but if we have a trend line, we have this this support and this resistance turning into support. Then again we have a psychological level there. Then if you pull up a fib, let's say if a fib was, let me pull up a fib from here to around here. Yes, we have a 61.8 fib level, meaning you have very many reasons why you should take a trade. So there you come and pull up your tool. Put 20 pips is too far for this trade. So you just put it below like your trend line. Around this is like 10 pips. Now, something for you guys. On the phone, it may look like you've put your stop loss too far. Yet you've actually just put your stop loss 10 pips. You get. So you're supposed to at least see trading view and set your stop loss and say the stop loss is this pips. Because the phone will show you something else because of the expansions and all that stuff. You get. So here, 30 pips back to this high. Back to this high. Then here, 10 pips stop loss. Meaning that's a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. You get some pips in there. So let me see your questions. Then I promise not to keep this too long. Let's see those questions. Then we end the night. So allow me first stop the recording on Zoom. I want to let me just stop this recording.